And then I killed and ate his family. Serves him, right?
What the fuck, man? That's so weird.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
oh, hello there. I didn't
Oh,
see you. Welcome to the VHS podcast. Today we have a very special episode. So special, we're dressed up in suits and speaking all spiffy.
yes.
Or at least I am. Now,
Are you saying this is not fancy as fuck?
oh, I was talking like speaking spiffy, but like we can
Oh,
speak
mean
normally too.
you
Like
speaking?
like we're talking like this.
Oh, I thought you were
But
saying
we don't need to.
dress.
Oh, we're dressed snazzy as fuck. We're like dressed to kill.
Yeah, I know, but I misheard you. I thought you were saying like we're dressed nicely. At least I am. Like you were dissing me for some reason. Like arguably this is a better suit.
It is. But my model's sexy as hell, so I got that over you.
Yeah, mine's cute. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, I think. Fuck. Oh, oh yeah, the episode. I didn't.
Yes.
So, we today are going to discuss Bioshock 1, a real classic, honestly.
Taking a second to get my notes here. I forgot to pull them off.
Today we were specifically invited by Andrew Ryan himself to live at Rapture.
Yes. Seems like a pretty cool guy. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, we're finally back after those technical difficulties. Venom was eaten by a giant piranha, so I had to replace him.
Yeah, them the breaks. It really happens like that.
Yeah.
One moment you're swimming in the ocean, next second a giant piranha snatches you up and you're dead. Crazy life.
Yes. Okay, so let me get my notes back out.
Let me take my pants off.
Oh, that'd be interesting if that model actually did that.
Yeah.
My experience, I actually thought I only wrote a few notes. I actually have some pretty comprehensive shit here. So I like how at the beginning of the game, with the plane crash, you don't even attempt to look for survivors. You're just like, fuck everybody, I'm out of here, and you just swim away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, what a heartless fucker this guy is.
Truly.
It immediately felt like a Bethesda game.
Yeah. How come?
It's just something about how the models and everything are, the lighting, and obviously the gameplay. Except it's not broken. So there's that.
So not Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda in appearance only.
I see. That intro is really fucking good though. Like when you arrive in the Batmosphere and you're witnessing that Spicer and that dude, and then Atlas contacts you through the radio and he helps you out throughout the intro. That right there is probably one of my favorite parts of the game because it's just like it tells you exactly like what's going on, the environment of the area, what it's going to be like. You're dealing with these spicers, you're going to be in a dark, damp motherfucking place and everyone's dead.
Yes.
Kind of looks like this place, honestly, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of theory. Anyway, I'm sure it's nothing. Yeah, there's some guy named Johnny gets sliced up right in front of you. I didn't write what the. I think this is after you get out. Yeah, you open the bathysphere and immediately you're just like cut apart. Well, this guy gets cut apart in front of you. It's like, oh, interesting. And after you chase off the first splicer. You get to do drugs for the first time, which is a theme throughout the whole game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Powered drugs.
Yeah, do drugs. That's the story of Bioshock, and nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah, you get these, I forget what they're called in this one. They're called plasmids in this one.
Yes.
Yeah, and they contain something called Atom or some shit, and it splices your DNA, so you can shoot fire out of your hands. You can I don't know.
Yeah, telekinesis.
Wipe your butt without
that too.
thinking about it or whatever. It's like you've got telekinesis. You've got fire. You've got ice. You've got all these kind of things genetically splicing your DNA, but simultaneously, the atom and too much of the splicing will fuck you up. It'll turn you into a nut job, and that's kind of the enemies we see throughout Rapture is people who fell into the atom addiction, and to the point that they attack each other, and hell, they'll even attack little kids, or at least what it seems like.
Yeah, I guess you don't get to see this yourself because I don't ever recall a instance of it really messing you up. There's one thing later on, but I think there was something else to it. There's a interesting sequence. You'll find at some point early on a female splicer singing a lullaby to down towards a baby carriage, and once you kill her and walk up to it, you see it's just a massive handgun, literally to scale. It's this big, but when you get it, it's just normal, a normal sized gun. I'm just why is the model that you pick up just fucking huge? I
guess so you don't miss it or something.
I guess.
Or maybe our main character Jack has such big hands that that big gun looks little. That could be it. He has yaoi hand.
Maybe.
Yeah.
After that, I kept hallucinating about some lady in the bathroom, and I heard a recorded message about a glory hole and drank whiskey from a toilet.
Fuck.
That's I'm not making that up. That's actual shit that happened in the same bathroom. No. It was why did they put this in the game?
Speaking of recordings and shit, one of the storytelling devices, my mouse dropped. Now I'm looking up at the sky. One of the storytelling devices is these recordings that you'll pick up. These recordings, they'll tell a little bit of story. Some of them are from Andrew Ryan himself, and then some of them are people that fell fate to the problems that happened in Rapture.
Yeah, Andrew Ryan. That must be that's an interesting coincidence. It's the same name of the guy that let us in here.
Yeah, funny thing about that, right? Huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if he gets it alive. We'll have to ask him next time we see him.
Yeah. Next thing next major event I wrote, you get introduced to the Big Daddies and Little Sisters thing. Some guy gets drilled by the Big Daddy, which is a lot less sexual than that sentence sounds. It's literally a giant drill on his arm, and he just drills a guy straight into a wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. And the Big Daddies, they're people that are misshapen and like malformed into a diving suit that emits certain pheromones to attract little sisters and make them feel safe around the big daddies, and they protect the little sisters as they harvest Adam.
And that also is less inappropriate than it sounds.
Yeah, it's
Still weird. Still weird though. Still weird though.
Yeah, so yeah, you can tell a big daddy's nearby because he lets out moans. God, see, you know what? I didn't realize how like bad all this shit sounds. God. Is Bioshock a porn game?
God damn it. Oh, that fucking... Oh, that got me. Oh, that was... Alright, yeah. Until I can find a way to get my screen to show up in VR chat, it's like to the viewers, it looks like I'm looking at my hands, but I'm actually holding my phone here in real life, and I'm just like peeking through the hole in the bottom of my headset to read. My favorite thing to do with turrets is to hack them and then just get enemies to follow me to the turret and then just watch the turret destroy them. I mean, that's kind of a universal thing in games when there's something you can manipulate and then just get enemies to walk into it. It's great.
It really is. It's really fun when you have one of the turrets fight against another turret, so it's like a robot battle.
I haven't managed to do that, but I've gotten the flying bots to do that at least, because I think that's easier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Fucking... Honestly, we should talk about... So you come in, you're introduced to Atlas, and he's Irish. Or at least we think he is. His name's Atlas. And he's looking for his wife and daughter, right? And he's like, I need you, random man that came into here that I have no knowledge of, clearly, and have no bounds of trusting. I'm gonna trust you to find my children and my wife.
Yeah.
And so we help the jolly bastard, and he's so kind about it. He always says, "Will you kindly?"
Yeah.
What
I didn't notice that
gentleman.
until much later when that actually they come back to that, and then I'm like, oh my god. I mean, it's right there to see, but like it's just so commonplace how he says it that you don't even pick up on it. I mean, I'm sure somebody was like, what is... But it just kind of fits with the theme, because everything's like not quite steampunk, but it's kind of like a 50s or 60s imagining of like what an underwater city could look like. I mean, it's also set in like this fictional 50s, 60s era or whatever, I think. And it just kind of fits with the theme, so you don't really think anything of it. But
no,
we'll come back to that. So I think your first like main boss, like excluding a Big Daddy, which I think they're like mini bosses, sort of, is Dr. Steinman. He's a surgeon who likes to experiment on people and try to make them beautiful. And by making them beautiful, he actually makes them hideous because he just carves whatever the fuck he wants out of them. It's fucked.
Yeah,
And,
his belief is he's tired of working on the same nose and face and shit all the time, that he wants to create abstract pieces of art from human beings. And that's another thing you'll see from splicers, is that their faces are malformed as well. So Steinman had a hand in that.
Yeah. What I like is when you finally get to... You have to chase him a little bit, but you get to where he's in a surgical suite, I guess, performing on someone. And he's just hacking away at them it's horrible. And then he just kind of looks up and notices you, and he's just like, I'm paraphrasing, but he's basically like, oh god, you're so fucking ugly. But you're like a normal, handsome-looking human. But to him, you're hideous because you're not enhanced by his work. But still, yeah, I just found that funny. It's like the first villain you meet is just like, you're ugly, dude. Like, ow, okay. But
enemies here will not only kill you, but they'll also hurt your feelings.
Yes. So eventually I got down to smugglers. I think smugglers something. I don't know what it was. And Atlas witnessed the death of his family. They got crushed in an elevator or something. I don't remember. I didn't write.
He went to that submarine, and Andrew blew it up.
Oh, okay.
He's like, yeah, we gotta get to this bathysphere, and it's like, we can escape, and my wife and kids are in there, and once you get there, it explodes. He's like, damn it, Andrew Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When his wife and kid died, I couldn't care less.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh no. Anyway, let's move on.
My wife and kid die all the time. It's like, just fucking, like, everyday shit. It's like, grow up, Atlas. This is your wife and kid may be dead, but
yeah,
grow up. No, so yeah, we get a little bit of a taste of how psychotic Ryan is too, because it's like in the beginning, we learn that he's injecting like some sort of shit in the air to make the splicers follow his will. And there's one part where I forget if you're like in a security room or something, and Andrew Ryan appears on the big screen, and he's like, who are you working for? Where are you from? And then he sticks his splicers out on you, and then Atlas saves your ass.
Yeah.
I think this is before we even talked to Steinman. This is like beginning. And this is like one of the first times we get to see Ryan.
Yeah. One last note about the family thing. It's just, there was no emotional investment. Because like you said earlier, it's like you showed up and like Atlas is immediately like, hey, can you just help me out here? And it's like, I don't know you. I also don't know your wife and kids. So it's just, I don't care. It's like, yeah, it didn't. Like, if there had been a few minutes where you had gotten to meet them and, like, escort them to that submarine or something, then maybe, it would have been like, no, I just spent, 20 minutes with them trying to get them over to here, and, then you'd, probably have been a little more angry and further, feeling justified in your quest to go find this Andrew guy and kill him. But they didn't bother with that, so it's just like, I was like, okay, what's next?
An interesting tidbit of story I feel like needs to be interjected is we learn a little bit of how Rapture came to fall. And there's a big name that always gets played. He's kind of a sleazy criminal man and a little bit of a con man genius. His name is Frank Fontaine. And at the time, he had his hands in everybody's pocket. And he was just, Andrew Ryan hated him because he was just probably even more liked than Ryan himself. And basically forms kind of like a gang. And he eventually, allegedly, is killed in a shootout. And so we kind of get to learn that Fontaine had an axe to grind with Ryan.
Yep.
But we'll talk about Fontaine a little bit.
Yeah. I think the next time I went to Oh yeah, Arcadia. It's I think it's the garden area.
Mm-hmm.
You find this lady. She's a scientist or something, and she's immediately gassed to death by Andrew. And then you have to take over what she was doing. She was trying to make something that would save the plants. So, because that's basically their oxygen system. And he had also gassed something that would kill the plant. So you're basically creating an antidote to that. I hated that mission with a passion because that took me it took me like an hour of running around trying to find every little stupid thing. Drove me nuts. Oh, it's the Lazarus vector. It's literally you collect trash. Like you gotta get 10 water bottles and some duct tape or some stupid shit like that, and you get all this shit and put it together, and it's drove me insane.
Yeah, we see some. Oh, sorry, you were saying something.
It's after that you go after Ryan, but first you gotta find Sander Cohen. But yeah, go ahead.
So, if you can't see, there's kind of a pattern. It's like we think we're one step ahead of Ryan, and then he goes and he kind of just pisses all over you. Like we're going to save Atlas's family. They explode. We go to save the fucking trees, and they get gassed along with that lady. He's not a big fan of us. I don't think he's going to be in our fan club anytime soon.
Yeah, sadly. Let's see. Alright, so Sander, you meet him, he's immediately, obviously just insane. Which says a lot considering all the villains are. But Sander has a kink for photographs of extremely recently deceased people. And I'm not making that up, that's literally a fucking thing.
Yes.
So he has you go around and kill these people and whatever, and I wrote, when you get the third photograph, he said, and I quote, I'm feeling as full as an expectant mama. And I'm just, what the fuck? Why? I can't imagine the voice actor. Okay, they explain the whole thing, and he's just like, I gotta read this line? He must have felt as disappointed as, what's the SpongeBob voice actor's name?
Tom Kenny?
Yeah, he must have felt as disappointed as Tom Kenny when he had to sing the slavery song for Elf Bowling. It's like, I gotta read this. Not only do I gotta read this, I have to sing this shit.
Oh, by the way, fucking plug for the Elf Bowling episode. We have a special guest on that episode, Tato.
Yes.
Yeah. Shot my mom.
He's pretty much our shitty movie expert.
If there's a bad movie, he's at least watched half.
Yes. So yeah, go watch that. It was a fun episode. Sadly, there won't be an Elf Bowling 2. They initially were going to make it, but I guess they decided it wasn't worth it. But I think it needs to be done.
It does. We might have to do it ourselves. We discussed this already. But it definitely is something on the table, because it's like, imagine how worse you could make it than the first one.
Exactly. Let's see. So after you get all these photographs for Sander, he shows up and he does this whole thing where he's walking down the stairs and he's being all fancy and stuff. I'll admit, I didn't wait for that animation to finish. I just, he got a third of the way down the stairs, and I just shot him. And sadly, that doesn't kill him right away. You do have to have a boss fight with him, but like, yeah, I just kept blasting him.
If I remember correctly, you can actually avoid having a fight with him.
Damn.
But he's an interesting character because this is kind of a spoiler, kind of, but I don't know if you're going to play the other Bioshocks. Do you really care?
I don't care about the spoilers. I might play them eventually, but I don't care.
In Bioshock Infinite, there's a DLC called Burial at Sea, and we get to see him again.
The fucker didn't die?
Well, it's an alternate universe than that one.
Oh, I see. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, you've given me motivation. I must play Bioshock Infinite just so I can kill him again.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't allow me to,
proud like an expected mother.
Yeah, if they don't allow me to, I'll find a way.
Good.
So yeah, after this,
He's
you make a bomb to overload the core powering Ryan's door because he's got himself holed up in a room that's all locked up. Afterwards, it's a whole thing. It's another stupid quest. You gotta run around this area and collect stupid shit, and so you can make the bomb. That was a pain in the ass too. Actually, that was worse than the Lazarus Vector because it was just more area to cover. But eventually, you make it. You blow your way in. Again, less inappropriate than that sounds.
You blow your way inside. You blow your way inside him.
Yes, and then I met. I unwillingly obliged Ryan's request to reenact a scene from The Last of Us 2 because he. I forget. Is it he that says it, or is it Atlas that comes on the radio and says like, "Would you kindly beat the shit out of him" or something with a golf ball club or something?
So I forget exactly what.
Yeah, or is it? Or do you hit him or does he hit you? I forget.
You grab the golf club. I forget if he hands you it. Oh, because he's explaining why the fuck you're like so obedient.
Oh.
He's like, do you know why you're following all these things like a stupid bitch boy? And he's like, let me explain to you something. You have inside you, like a fucking, I forget if it's like he was like psychologically brainwashed or something, or it's like something inside his brain. But whenever he's given the phrase code, "Would you kindly," he will kindly do so, whatever you ask, even if it is murdering the person giving the task. And Andrew Ryan, I think he gives the golf club to Jack, and he's like, I think he's like, "Would you kindly beat the shit out of me," or something.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the protagonist name is Jack.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So yeah, it's then revealed after this that Atlas has not been who he says he is. He's actually this Fontaine guy that I think we thought we already killed or something. Like you kill some other guy or for whatever. I forget. Fontaine, before you even came, was quote killed in a shootout. Like Ryan's men got him. And that as well is less inappropriate than it sounds.
Oh yeah, Ryan's men came together and ganged up on Fontaine and just blasted him.
Oh my god. This has been the most inappropriate episode ever. I'm not even wearing one of my inappropriate avatars.
Damn. What a surprise.
In trying to be more wholesome, we somehow went completely off the deep end.
Exactly. The game is in so I will say.
Yeah.
Big daddies and shit.
So, after this goes on, you get the revelation. Some little sisters show up. They take you to Tannenbaum, who has like been communicating with you this whole time. About the little sisters. She encourages you to free them. From they have their own like brainwashing of sorts. Whereas Atlas Fontaine has always been telling you like, kill them, take their atom, you'll get stronger. I opted to just free them for the longest time. We'll come back to that. So with Tannenbaum, she removes the brainwashing, but Fontaine still has some other tricks up his sleeve. For instance, if he says code yellow, it tells your brain to make your heart stop beating. I don't know why he just... It seems like this is only temporary. I'm surprised why he doesn't just sit there and just say code yellow repeatedly. Also, that's really stupid. So imagine... Jack is an adult man at this point. Like, you mean to tell me he's never walked into a hospital and just heard code yellow over the intercom? And he would literally just drop like a sack of potatoes right there, and they'd never. Like, I feel like you had to have been to a hospital a couple times in your life, and every time you heard that, you'd be like, "That's interesting. How come every time I drop when I hear code yellow?" And then immediately he drops as he asks that question. So yeah, you have to head off and find a special plasmid called Lot 192. Your first dose is inefficient, and it gives you side effects, causing random plasmids to just swap in and out against your control. And it's as annoying as it is. It was really interesting because it makes you have to be careful, because you might get a plasmid that's like, shooting fire out of your hands or something really powerful, and then you might get something that's really fucking useless. Like, I don't remember what they all were, but yeah, you might get something that's just like really underpowered, and suddenly you're fighting a series of splicers and a big daddy all at once, and it's just too much to handle. So, once you get a hold of the next dose, Fontaine contacts you to come fight him. But go ahead.
So, we mentioned a little bit of the Little Sisters and the harvesting and the juxtaposition between, I think I said it right, of Tannenbaum and Atlas. Their conflict between harvesting the Little Sisters and not. Tannenbaum will reward you for saving the Little Sisters. She'll give you extra shit. But it's less Adam than just straight up harvesting the Little Sisters.
Yeah.
But Tannenbaum goes no, no, no to you every time you kill a Little Sister.
Yeah.
Okay, well, continue.
Alright, so he hides over in the Big Daddy training ground, so there's only one thing you can do. You get, in order, these objectives. You must look like a Big Daddy, sound like a Big Daddy, smell like a Big Daddy, and then finally become a Big Daddy, which, again, is less inappropriate than it sounds.
So yeah, Jack goes through some major daddy training.
Yeah.
God.
So, as you progress, Fontaine keeps radioing you, getting more and more erratic and angry because he knows it's like, oh shit, somebody might actually, get on my ass here. And I took that as a good sign that I'm doing the right thing. There's a locked code in the room where you need to get the suit. It's the suit assembly line. So, what I'm trying to say is, there's a piece of the suit you need to get a hold of. There's a locked door. You're supposed to get a code. However, if you look back, there's like a whole assembly line that's just coming out with all the suit parts on them. you can actually jump up onto that assembly line and walk into the locked room, grab the piece, and walk out without you ever getting the code. And I love that I found that just by myself, because I was like, I don't know what the code is, and I just walked in there and found it. So like, I like that that's there. I don't think that was intentional. Maybe not, because it's kind of buggy walking through there. It's not like a smooth walk. It's like it's a little jittery. So that tells me it was not intended for use, but they never patched it out. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it just works.
It just.
So after this, for some reason, I kept getting notifications to find the Big Daddy suit pieces, but like I'm literally already wearing it. And the little sister like drove me nuts during this mission, because once it finally registered and everything, she has to harvest Adam along the way because it's still like part of her programming, and every time she finishes after I'm waiting, she goes like, "Come on, Mr. B, no time to waste." I'm like, "I've been waiting for you for 5 minutes. You shut the hell up." It's like, you're not even
and you have to
moving
do that like
yourself.
3 times.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Somehow, in my only attempt, I got through this without her dying. She came close, but she didn't die. And then finally, you have to fight Fontaine. You have to drain his Adam and then fill him with lead and whatever else you got. So I just got in there and I just started blasting.
Yeah, he's like a freakishly blue dude now.
Yeah, he basically just like as a last resort injects himself with every single one of the plasmids all at once. And eventually the little sisters show up and they drain the hell out of him. There's 3 endings. I guess the good ending, the bad ending, and the sad ending. The sad and bad ending are the same. There's just a slightly different tone, whereas the bad one has an angry tone to it. In the good ending, you escape, you adopt the sisters, and you die as an old man, having, knowing that the kids lived to fulfill their dreams and they had kids of their own. Unfortunately, someone whose name rhymes with Penem told me to harvest the Adam, so it prevented me from getting the good ending. So I believe I got the sad or bad. I don't know. I got the sad or bad ending. I don't remember. Quote, because being bad is better. And then I felt like an asshole at the end. I like how you switched on a smile to your avatar.
Yeah, because I remember very specifically you were having a hard time with the combat or something. I'm like, yeah, harvest the little sister, it'll give you more power. I didn't explain much after that, so that's how.
Yeah.
That's my.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, did you hear that?
Oh. Yeah, I did.
We might want to get out of here.
Oh fuck.
It's not working.
No, try harder. Fuck, we're stuck in here. God damn it, Ryan. I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, it must not have been a coincidence if it was the same name.
No. Fuck. Fuck. Ryan. And then I killed and ate his family. There, that was it.
What the fuck?
We can start with that, and then we can pan.
Yeah, I just did the
Okay.
pan down.
No, I mean
You
we
you
pan our
ruined.
heads.
I thought that was the bit, though.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So
give me a sec. I'll reset it.
sorry.
Back up. I'll put this in the end as a blooper.
And then I killed and ate his family.
Fuck. I panned too low.
Oh no, it's possible. Here's another one for the end card. I wonder how many times I can say I killed and ate someone's family without anyone getting fucking suspicious. And then I killed and ate his family. Serves him right.
God damn it.
Oh, god damn it, we were almost there.
No, that was good.
You said nope, and then I was.
No, I was like. No, I went. God damn it! Like that was.
I think we
Like,
should
oh,
coordinate what we say because I'm getting
Yeah.
confused by.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. First podcast episode with a full-on blooper reel.
Perfect.